So, tell them.
Tell them what?
Tell them the stuff.
We got a new fridge.
We got a new fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, I can get on reclining here.
New fridge on a slider system. Because this one is, I guess, height. Well, it's tall. The height is a lot more than the other one.
Yeah. So, well, I'll backtrack a little bit. In this video, will probably come out before that. Way before that. This is a week before Expo 2020.
2021.
2021. There was no 2020. Like, literally, there was no year 2020. There was 3 months. I'll be right back. They went apeshit as soon as it stopped raining. So, we were... Ow, what am I sitting on? A knot of some sort. A recovery point. Yeah, the backtracking. We were doing, oh, hi, Dust. Hi. Mm-hmm. You good boy? Yes, you are. So we were out this summer, and we had Mr. Dusty with us, and we carry a lot of frozen food for him. Well, our ARB 60, 57?
Yes, 57.
60-ish, something that we bought 2 years ago at the last Expo. 2019 had been working great, but what we learned really fast on that trip was 2 events that caused all of this that I'm just finishing up a week before Expo. 2 events. One was the dog food didn't stay correctly frozen. A large single zone works well in its single zone, but because it's single zone and the walls are what cools, the stuff in the middle didn't stay frozen. So we decided that's it. It's time for a big dual zone fridge. Well, the dual zone, and the other thing we learned in there too was, well, we're getting some weird temperature crap going on. Is the battery not getting enough power to it? I had changed up the wiring not long before that trip to get more power to the fridge, and it wasn't helping. So researching into that was something I never ever knew. AGM batteries don't charge off the alternator, especially if you got a crappy smart alternator like Toyota put in this truck. They don't put out enough voltage to run an AGM battery, to charge an AGM battery fully. So you need a charge controller. And so the entirety of all of this was the fridge. The fridge doesn't... The lid can't open. It's too high, so it needs to be on a slider. Well, a slider can't bolt directly to the deck of the cargo area of this truck, so we needed to make a platform to bolt the slider to mount the fridge to. Then, looking at power problems, I did a bunch of testing with the battery, determined that I destroyed the first AGM battery. AGM batteries being good for about 5 years, I got 2 out of that battery. I feel Dusty moving around. I also feel a mosquito bite back here.
Mosquitoes are everywhere.
Yeah, it rained a little today while I was finishing up that red arc. So, put a red arc charge controller on that battery. The new battery, it's charging nicely. It'll take a full charge now. I've confirmed that. So that's just how it grew and grew and grew. And it might be a year and a half before I get around to editing the video of that trip, where I say lots of things about how the fridge is working, how the battery is causing me concerns, that we might wind up losing the battery and also a lot of speculation. Is it the battery? Is it the fridge? It's probably the battery. What are we going to do? We even thought at one point we were running around the Rockies that if we got close to Salt Lake City, we'll just go into Salt Lake City and buy this fridge. We wound up not doing that. We got this from Turtleback Trailers, our good friends down there, are a SnoMaster dealer. So we got the SnoMaster CL72, the classic series. 72 liters. It's got freezer on one side, fridge on the other, the larger side. The freezer is freezing things. Is that, did you, oh, it's Velcro. Open it up, take a water bottle. It's just filled with bottles of water right now. But froze. Ice. Hopefully when that thaws I didn't just break the bottle. It's a plastic bottle, but so that's pretty cool. We seem to be happy with this fridge, but we haven't been out on the trail with it yet. Actually living with it, Dust. Living with it, keeping food in it, will be next weekend at Expo.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think we'll be happy with this setup. So that's just a little update, more crap. More things we did. Oh, you were telling them, so finish telling them now.
Telling them what?
Now that I backtracked a little bit.
Tell them what? That's already been said.
Yeah, I took off.
Although on a sad note, our original ARB.
Oh, just this week, our first ARB, somewhere between, we're not sure, 12 and 15 years old. Been running since the day it was born in Phoenix through the summers. It rode in the back of the FJ Cruiser. It rode in the back of this truck until 2 years ago. And it kept things pretty cool. It's a single zone also, but it's a smaller single zone, so it had a tendency to freeze stuff. And the mosquitoes are finding their way right through my socks. I wore long pants and socks today, even though it's hot, because of the mosquitoes. And they just figured out they can get me through my socks and my pants, and that they can fly up my pants and get my calves. So that fridge, when it came out of this truck, went under the workbench in the garage, and it's been 2.5 years working in the garage, and it spent a solid year working as a deep freezer till we got a big chest freezer, working as a deep freezer for meats and stuff, and it was running, I think it was set to minus either 0 or minus 10 Fahrenheit in the garage through one summer that way. And then back to, once we got the chest freezer, it went back to just being a drink fridge for the garage, running at 32-ish, and it just started throwing a pretty serious error. One of the little LEDs is blinking. You can hear the motor running, but it's not cooling. So that fridge might be dead. We might have realized its life cycle. Its lifespan. So I don't know. I'm debating, do I send it back to ARB and see how many more years it can go? It's nice as a garage fridge. Our bigger 57 or 60 or whatever that we bought 2 years ago, we're going to sell. I don't know if I can talk Dragon Lady into letting that just be the garage fridge. Besides that, it's too big to the space under the workbench. I don't even know if it'll fit. So, all right, mosquitoes, we're done here. The sun's down. It was nice goldy light when we started. Now it's sunset light.
And the mosquitoes are.
And the mosquitoes are bullshit.
I even put bug spray on and they're still trying to.
They're
I didn't put them on my feet, on the top of my feet. And
They're
that's
plowing through.
Yeah, they got me on my feet.
There's one on your leg. There's a bite on your leg.
Oh.
Dusty, they don't get the dog. Dusty don't care. So, that's it. Next stop is Expo. See about getting this video out. When I do Expo and stuff, getting ready for Expo, I put that stuff out right away. It jumps the queue. I've got this week, by the time you see this, I will have already released part 5 of our Continental Divide trip, and that was 2 years ago. That's how far behind I am.
No, it's more than 2 years, isn't it?
It's 2 years.
Oh yeah, 19. Are we still in Montana?
No, we're in Idaho now. We just, in fact, in this part 5, we cross from Montana to Idaho, which has no relevance to this bit of video. Oh, and that red arc. I still have to zip tie up a lot of the wiring into its final resting place, but they're kind of a sort of a complicated thing to wire up. And first try, and I am a complete wiring retard. I don't get it. I mean, mechanically I can do that stuff well, but the understanding of currents and voltages and interrupts and I don't know what else doesn't stick in my head. I've learned it and promptly forgotten it a dozen times in my life. Yeah, I was really surprised that I managed to do the calculations and get the numbers right, which means the right combination of wires. Since the thing doesn't have any external settings like buttons to say, it programs itself by which wires are connected to what. So I was like, I'm going to get that wrong, and it's going to shoot lightning out of it and then just be on fire. No. It started up, and it said, charging. The LEDs were correct. Said it was charging and managing my battery. Pretty badass. So I think I'm going to do a red vision system next. But I probably will do a Manager 30 at some point, and then go lithium. And probably with the trailer too. I'm trying to kill. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I saw blood.
Oh, great.
He was planted in you getting blood. All right, we're done.